All right, all right, all right. Thank you all. This is the Mickey G. Oh, shoot, I got rid of the. Which one did I put it? Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you
there
all
it
so
is.
much. Yep.
Thank you. Settle
All right.
down.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, settle down. I'm like trying to just like
We're
know
live.
where I'm at.
Mickey, we're live.
All right, this is the Mickey G channel. Oh, make sure you like and subscribe, will you? Okay, because we need the subscriptions. Once again, this is the Mickey G channel.
Kobe.
This is that good stuff. All right, and we are live to the Mickey G channel, hosted by yours truly, Mickey G and JB the God Killer. The one and only Mickey G channel, the one above all. And we have an awesome show lined up for you guys. All right, thank you all. Thank you all so much. JB. Okay, last time we did the live stream, we had we put our boots into the ground and we said, hey, look, if we're gonna stand for something, we got to stand for. Oh shoot, wrong one. We have to stand strong, and we can't just like be hypocrites, right?
Right.
And so one of our ancestral tenets is to, and I wish I had the sound effect. I don't. Is by all means avoid. We're not going to watch pornography anymore, right?
Right.
And last time we were here, we had a countdown.
I actually have a question about that.
Hold on. Oh my God, JB. Last time we were here, you were at what was it?
It was like 3 days, but honestly, like I broke again. Like,
Oh my gosh.
but I think I may have found a good like middle ground.
What's a good middle? Either we made it a point to not watch pornography, and
Right,
you're talking
but
about,
because it's not real, right?
I don't have the sound effect. I'm sorry, but I wish I wish I had the
Porn isn't real.
That's what, because I do want to make that a point, but I wish there was some middle ground in watching porn. But either you watch it or not.
No, but that's why like there has to be some sort of middle ground.
Well, apparently you found it. What is the middle ground of watching porn, JB?
So there's not safe for work, and then there's safe for work.
That's right, JB. You can still watch porn as long as
But if it's safe for work, it's technically not porn.
That's right, JB. It's technically not porn.
If it's not safe for work, it's definitely porn.
Watch it. It feels so good.
Continue.
Yeah, so I figured that was the middle ground.
So as long as it's not classified as porn and it's just not suitable for work, you'll it's okay to
Yeah,
watch.
because there's this thing called safe for work butts. You know?
What the hell are you talking about, dude?
Exactly how it sounds like. That's butts,
Still look at.
but in
What's it
non
called? What's it called?
safe for work butts.
You can still watch Safe for Work.
That's pretty cool.
Butts. It feels so good.
That's why you got this new thing.
All right, safe for work butts. Wait, this is a Reddit thread or what?
Yeah.
Let me check it out. Or no, then I'll be breaking.
Wait, no.
I can't watch
I
that.
almost got him. Sometimes there is a not safe for work post, but I just close my eyes really quickly and scroll up.
Oh my goodness, JB.
Don't do it, JB. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Safe for buds. I mean, safe for work.
What's it called?
Dude, this shit reminds me of like Little Nicky.
What the hell is it called? Safe for work buds.
Just look it up, yeah.
Okay.
Watch safe for work buds. It's good for you.
There's also like girls in yoga pants.
Girls in yoga pants.
You know, not nude, but still, you know.
I don't know, dude. At what point is it just creepy, dude? That like we're so depraved from like sexual stimulation that girls in yoga. What the hell, dude?
There's a lot of stuff. That's just the tip of the iceberg, Mickey.
No, I don't want to look it up, dude. I'm trying to stick by what I said I was gonna do.
That's right, Mickey. Don't do it. It's not worth it. JB's gonna go to hell because he watches Safe for Work Buds. You don't have to go to hell with them. You can live.
Do it, Mickey. Safe for work buds.
Maybe
I'm
later.
sorry, JB. I gotta.
Just look it up on your own time.
Oh my god. All right, whatever. All right. Well, wait. Well, then, what are you at right now?
What do you mean?
Like, what? How many
One.
days has it been? One again? Oh my gosh.
I said like Saturday.
All right. What's today? Monday. So it's been.
Sunday I was busy all day, so I didn't even get a chance to, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad something held you back. Okay. All right. Well, this weekend UFC 293.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Sean
Sean.
Strickland actually won, dude.
You shook the world.
He was one of the biggest, or I don't know, but he was a huge underdog. I think he was like a 6 to
You
1.
think he was a huge underdog?
Yeah, he was.
Can you look up the odds on that?
Yeah, I think it was a 6 to 1. Let's look it up. All right. What were the betting odds on Sean Strickland? All right, let's check it out. He was a it was a
650?
6 to 1. 650 to 1, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That's why 650 to 1 underdog. That's huge. And I was on the same level too. I really didn't think he'd be able to do anything, but for some reason leading up to the card, I did feel like it did feel like almost like a Michael Bisping card, like to where like when he fought for the title,
Right.
that like so many things were going for him
Right.
going into it. Like he had some type of just, I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about the Australian crowd and
The
how he was
Australian
feeding
crowd,
off of it.
yeah, and like, dude, everybody was on his side,
Yeah.
and I didn't expect them to be such a huge, like, crowd favorite.
I'm curious as to why that was that way too. Yeah, because it was kind of weird. Like,
It was supposed to be kind of a hometown thing for Izzy, even though Izzy is from New Zealand. It was supposed to be like family, and they're able to get
but
closer to him.
Apparently, like there's like Kiwis and I don't know the other name, but there's like 2 tribes of Australians.
Yeah,
And I think he's part of he's part of the pack that most Australians actually don't like him because he either is Kiwi or he isn't a
Yeah.
Kiwi. So that was the other thing that was like, that's why but then people were like, well, he's not even from there. He's from somewhere else.
Oh,
And then he moved to Australia.
he says he's from Nigeria, but I don't think he's really. I think for the most part, he's been in New Zealand the majority of his life.
But I mean, born in Nigeria and then he moved.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I guess he's lived there most of his
There's
life.
nothing he can do.
No, yeah, he's lived there most of his life, so he, he's like, oh yeah.
And do you know what? There could be credence to that because now that you mention it, that was Strickland's taunt over Izzy is that, oh, he's the Chinaman. He doesn't even represent his country. He's the China, and everyone was cheering for that. Everyone
Yeah.
was cheering. And I think that really kind of is the case. Is that like in Australia, he didn't really have an identity in Australia. I think people really did feel like he was a little bit of not.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there was some sort of hate
Yeah.
towards him, you know.
Yeah, dude, and I really think what Sean Strickland's doing, and what he kind of, and I'll get to this afterwards, but what he kind of like just totally ditched afterwards, but was that he was representing like almost like the outspoken minority that like, hey, this isn't fighting, this is like we're all a bunch of savages, and you guys just want to see somebody get their ass kicked, and all of a sudden I'm losing all these brain cells, and
Yeah.
people love that, dude. They love hearing that like. This isn't a sport. You know what I mean? Like, even though, I believe it, it is a sport, but at the end of the day, like, it's a fight, like
Yeah.
you came here because you want
To see blood.
you want to see blood, dude. You want to see somebody get punched. You want to see like, people throw back and forth and get hurt.
Yeah.
And like, it is almost like a savage kind of, sport a little bit.
Barbaric.
Yeah, barbaric sport a little bit, but at the end of the day, that's what all of these sports are, and I think that's why there's a certain type of people who do kind of, like they're kind of.
Just ignore that fact.
Well, I think the majority is ignoring that fact, and I think there's a minority that's saying like, no, we don't want to
animals.
act like these people, like these fighters are supposed to act professional. They're supposed to act politically correct or
Right.
all this stuff. Like, no, we want rough and tough guys.
Yeah,
that's
'cause-
why we watch
yeah.
this sport.
Say whatever the fuck they want, do whatever the hell they want, like
Yeah, I think there's a demand for that. Now that like that's not that common, all fighters are expected to act professionally.
yeah,
and
because Sean's always getting hell for everything he says.
yeah,
Like every comment or I feel like almost every opinion that he has, like there's an audience of people that are just like attacking him, like, oh, he's fucked up in the head.
yeah.
Because of the motorcycle accident, he just like now has no filter. You know what I mean? But it's like, no, that's just the way he is. Like, and we're only seeing it now more so because he's a little bit more relevant.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not like he wasn't trying not to be relevant, because I think I remember they were trying. Who was it that they had him first in line to fight, but then they had moved somebody else instead?
Wait, who?
Strickland first, but then they switched him out with somebody.
I don't think so. I think what happened was at the same time Strickland had momentum going into the title. They used him, just straight stand-up guy, as an excuse to put in Alex Pededa. So they put Strickland against Alex Pededa
Yeah.
because Strickland was ranked high, and or was ranked in the top 5, I believe. And at the same time was like mostly a striker. Was a
Right.
perfect matchup for Pededa.
Yeah. No, he was just real vocal about that too, where he's like, I don't care who I fight, like it doesn't matter. Like, the UFC is just trying to do a show, put on
Yeah.
this show or whatever, but it's like,
He's a company guy.
yeah.
And speaking of like, out of all the stuff that he said, all the like antics and like kind of cringe, I don't know, like he says cuss. He says cuss. He says the F word every few like
Yeah.
every few words, not even every other sentence. But afterwards, he turned into a huge like I don't know how to say this. He turned into
An inspiration.
yeah, like an inspiring character. But here we go. This is Sean Strickland after he won the title.
No, hey, by the way, bro, we've been riding this. What is your name? I don't fucking know your name.
Oscar.
Oscar. Oscar's been with me since fucking day one, bro, at the fucking Apex. Always in me. Let's go, Oscar.
Thanks, buddy. Congrats.
Thank you for the love.
Ah, Dick Green guy.
Yeah, my Twitter dimensions are just lovely right now after that media day.
Oh, man. Well, fucking hey, man. I didn't shove the needle through your dick.
Kind of going off the Apex thing, could you ever go back to fighting in front of no one now after what we experienced out here with all these fans?
You guys, I just like to fight, man. You guys understand, I don't fight because it allows me to train. So all this does is finance my hobby. So this is the only reason why I fight is because I have a hobby of training, and allows me to do it.
And you've obviously been one of, if not the most active middleweights over the last several years. But as champion, you might have to kind of pull back from the amount of fights you have in a short amount of time.
Well, I'm gonna be making more money now, you guys. I'm fucking my Hyundai Accent. I'm gonna put some spinners on that motherfucker. I'm gonna have a $16,000 Hyundai Accent with like a $20,000 spinning rims. I'm gonna lift that mother. It's gonna be great. Fucking great.
Well, kind of going off of that, what in your life is going to change now, as like in regular life?
Fucking nothing, man. You know, I don't even have a fucking GED, you guys. Come on, man. Like, I could barely fucking write. You know, you'd give me a pen and paper, tell me to write some shit, and I can't even fucking. Come on. I'm not an asshole, man. Like, here's what they do. They put a camera in our faces. They make us feel like a pretty little whore, and they make us feel special. But like, I'm a fucking fighter, bro. I take my money off and I try to fucking kill a man for 25 minutes. Like, come on.
And final one for me, Israel came over and was saying some stuff to you right after they wrapped the belt around you. Do you remember what
Oh,
it
it was
was?
fucking strange, guys. It was fucking strange. He was like talking. I think he was mad that I made from his dog.
Oh shoot, yeah. All right, I got a mixed minus that. I'm sorry.
So did they didn't hear any of that then?
No, they did. They heard everything, but they just heard it twice as much.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, but either way, like that's the whole thing behind it is that he turned from oh f this, oh f that, oh you bastards, all this stuff to like I'm happy with life and I just want yeah, I know it was just a bunch of echoing. I'm happy with life and I want I don't know, I'm happy without the title, with the title, whatever, and that's kind of
No, because those interviewers or whatever are asking him like, well, what's gonna change? Like, what's gonna happen? You know, like, what do you know? But it's like he's just trying to show that. I mean, who else would you compare that to? Like to somebody else? Like if McGregor won, right? Like you would go out and party, whatever, say whatever. But he's also in that same realm where he says whatever the hell he wants to.
yeah.
Right. But he's just being more honest. Like, no, like I don't give a shit about this. Like,
Yeah. All right, and here's one more from his teammate Chris Curtis. That way we could.
Chris Curtis.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. I guess I'll mute. Yeah. All right. Let's go.
Yes, and he's like, one of your problems is that you don't accept it. It's just a job. It's just a fight. He's someone who firmly believes, as much as he loves fighting, Sean, even as much as he loves fighting, he loves his life outside of fighting. And that's something that he's gotten on me about, is like, I need to have a better life outside of fighting. And I think he's entirely being honest about that. Like, I think it's a validation for him, but I don't think that's going to be like something that truly, defines happiness for him. Like, no, does it validate him? Yeah. Happiness. Dude, I think Sean's happiness is like with his lady on a boat eating burgers. Like, that's what makes him happy. Like shooting guns into the air. Like that's Sean's happiness. So as much as people think he's an idiot, I think he's done a better job than most at figuring out life as a fighter.
Tremendous insight. Really appreciate this, Chris. Get well soon. Hopefully.
All right.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. Well, what are you talking about? What's the problem?
Because everybody says he's an idiot. He even says that he himself is an idiot.
But I think that's just a shtick, dude. I think what Chris Curtis was trying to say is that, like, apart from what the way Sean Strickland puts himself out to be, he does think about this to where he tries to tell Chris Curtis, like, hey, you got to realize that this thing isn't forever.
It's not just about fighting.
It's just a job. Like, you have to separate this from, like,
almost like get a hobby.
I don't know. Just saying, like, this is just a job, like you can't treat this like this is your like the end of the world if you lose,
Right.
And that's why, like, happiness comes. It's exactly what Jerry said. The title isn't forever, so yeah, just do your job, do the best that you can.
Yeah.
If
you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. Like,
yeah, like it sucks when you lose, but you do what you got to do. All right. That's what you got to learn, JB. You get too heartbroken about stuff.
I do.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Let her go.
Damn. That one hurt.
Yeah.
You want to fight or what? So now me and Mickey are going to show a demonstration.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
Well, Mickey will whoop my ass, though.
Um, how do I how do I move from this?
Check mic 1 2.
All right.
Well, speaking of fighters, we also have another fight that's bound to happen.
Here's something that I really don't know how to feel about. Last week, Ngannou and Fury had their press conference, and it was like, I don't know, dude. I feel like
It was weird.
I don't know if this is all of. I feel like Fury has made so much money, and I think that the Saudis are going to pay them what they pay them regardless. So they're just. It was kind of like just.
Okay.
It wasn't a very eventful. It wasn't a very eventful press conference, and it was very respectful. I don't know. It just doesn't. It just doesn't seem like anything's going to come from this. If Ngannou wins,
That'd
that's
be crazy.
the only thing that would make this interesting. Apart from that, it just looks like
Two bros.
The PFL paid millions of dollars for Ngannou, and they're going to pay millions of dollars and also let their huge asset fight in a boxing fight that he may get just destroyed in, and so their asset is going to go down in value. Just
So
you know
why,
what I mean? Like
why even make that situation a thing?
they paid a premium for an asset that's going to go down in value. And why would they even allow that to happen? That's why like people criticize the UFC for they control their fighters, they hold them hostage, all this stuff. I do believe that the UFC should actually hire their fighters. I don't know that for sure because I don't know that much about the difference, between if you were to actually hire a fighter as an employee and how that would affect them. But
Yeah, it's almost because they're like contractors, right?
that's why right now they're contractors. But I found out that the WWE organizes their contracts the same exact way. And I think that's why the UFC does it the way that they do. I think they took a lot of that from the WWE.
Right.
Yeah, and they kind of organize their pay structure that way. But that's why PFL paid a premium for something that's going to for sure go down in value, and they could have prevented that. They could have prevented Ngannou from fighting in this boxing match, but I guess we'll see what happens. The only interesting thing that could come from this is that Ngannou actually
Which one's the asset, Ngannou or Fury?
wins the fight. Well, the PFL is paying for, they paid for Ngannou. They have no association with Tommy Fury. I mean, with Tommy Fury, freaking Tyson Fury. So they allowed their fighter that hasn't fought once under PFL to box. And, and so hopefully he wins. If he wins, it'll be one of the biggest upsets of all time because Ngannou is not a boxer. He throws hands in the UFC, but
Well, he's been training with Mike Tyson.
dude, what the hell? Dude? I can train with Mike Tyson. It doesn't make a difference.
You saying you wouldn't be a better boxer if Tyson coached you?
Dude, if I were to turn into an elite boxer after Tyson coached me, which is impossible, I would get murdered by Tyson Fury.
Well, I mean, obviously you'd fight some guy that's within your class.
Yeah, but Ngannou's fighting Tyson Fury. All right, let me go back to that. That's
He's
awesome.
like bigger than him, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, dude, Tyson Fury is huge.
Yeah, dude, he's a monster.
That's what I'm saying. And the biggest asset or the attribute that Ngannou had is that he was gigantic over other UFC fighters. He's not going to have that.
How much is Ngannou getting paid?
I don't think they released the actual numbers, but it's going to be the biggest paycheck he's ever received.
Probably like more than his tenure at the UFC.
100%.
Like way more.
100%. But do you know, I do very much respect Chael Sonnen and what he has to say. And he said something that I never really thought about. In that a lot of these promotions,
Yeah.
a lot of these promotions, they don't they don't report their numbers. So
Right.
what happens is that like somebody like a Floyd Mayweather will come out and say like, I made $100 million on my fight, and like Showtime or HBO or whoever will say like, yeah, we paid him $100 million. You know what I mean? But it's not actually true. You know, it just looks good. If I said that I ran a promotion that was able to pay somebody $100 million, that means it made more than 100. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so Joe Sonny was trying to say that boxers don't make that much. They make nowhere near that much.
Nah.
They don't make $50 million. They don't make $40 million,
Yeah.
$30 million. That I don't know. Realistically, he made it seem maybe, I don't know, way less.
Way less.
Way less. Yeah. And by my understanding of it, it seems like UFC fighters, the ones that get a piece of the cut, get paid way more than we know. Yeah. So it's not like, like let's see what Adesanya
Yeah.
made. Adesanya.
See, but no, I see what you're saying. Like, even you can even look that up right now, and it'll give you a number. But you're saying that it might be more.
It's completely it's completely different than what's reported. Okay, let's
See, but how does that shit work for your taxes? Like, well, that's on them, I guess.
yeah.
Playing the
Oh,
government.
100%. They have to pay their own taxes. Adesanya will not. Put the foot away.
Yeah,
Around there. Let's see. Adesanya reportedly, I hate these damn ads. Reportedly earned a whopping $3 million dollars from his pay-per-view. Okay. With that being said, I think he made way more than $3 million. I think he got a payout, and that was from the Alex Pineda fight. I think after he gets his payout, I think he's $3 million. Let me
he's
see.
got to.
Yeah, I think I'd say he's making close to like $15 million, dude. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just making this up in my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, the whatever they report, it's way different than what they're actually.
For sure.
Yeah. Either way.
Well, I hope Francis wins. I think I'm rooting for him.
It would be the only interesting thing to happen from that card. Because I don't know if I want to see Francis Ngannou just get picked apart.
Pulverized.
Yeah, picked apart and then embarrassed in a boxing fight and then tired. He's gonna get tired, dude. Like that's why Ngannou's known for getting tired. And the only reason why he did better in his second fight was because he paced himself. And if he didn't pace himself, he would get tired.
Gotcha. I don't know. I think Mike Tyson makes a difference.
Dude, I don't know. I think a lot of that stuff is like press. You know what I mean? Like I think if he worked with Tyson's trainer, that would make a huge difference. You know what I mean?
Why not Mike Tyson and his trainer?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Because they're like BFFs, probably.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Derek, you wouldn't know anything about too much muscle. You're weak.
He's lifting.
Yeah, well, dude, Derek's always lifting.
The
All right,
Joe
let's
Rogan
see.
experience.
They know what they're doing out there, right? The people in office, you know.
Well, I mean, Tulsi can speak to that better than anybody.
I don't know Mayor Biss. I may have met him in passing, but this has been one of the big failures around the aftermath of the wildfire on Maui.
Oh, dude,
is this
Tulsi Gabbard's
total
so cute.
vacuum of information
I like that.
from government officials to the people.
For a
And,
politician.
in that vacuum, obviously people have all kinds of ideas or theories or this or that, but people were left without any kind of communication from anyone in a position of authority to provide help for days and weeks. And it created massive problems. And so, the immediate line of
Actually, I should have prefaced this. I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
She's doing that. What's her name from X-Men?
Oh,
I don't know. her
Rogue.
name. Rogue.
Rogue,
She's
there you
doing
go.
that Rogue thing.
Yeah, she's doing that rogue look. All right. This is from the Joe Rogan podcast. We're talking about the Maui wildfires, and I just thought there was some interesting clips in there. So here we go.
and from the mayor and from their emergency response director. And unfortunately, they did not communicate. They're still not communicating. There's still a huge lack of transparency and therefore an increasing level of distrust in any of the levels of government that should be bending over backward to answer questions and to say, hey, here's what's going on.
Okay, so there's been a lot of criticisms as to what's going on with the Maui fires, and that like, oh, the government hasn't been doing this, haven't been doing that. What's going on? And I'm just putting it. I want to put this out as another example of I don't think it's government corruption. I think we're just seeing government in action. This is
Like negligence.
This is exactly what your government is. They all suck. They're all stupid. They all don't know what they're doing. This is just how government works. And guess what? And do you know, people are saying like, if you go down the streets of Maui, you'll see government not doing anything, but the people are the ones who are stepping up. The people are the ones who are like taking supplies, transporting people, taking, the like pop, how do you say it? Like survey checks and stuff like that of where everything's at. That don't see that as a tragedy. Okay. That is how it's supposed to be.
But that's how I feel like it's always been.
That's how it's always been. But the thing is that like people think that the government's supposed to do all of these things. The government's not supposed to help you with this. Government's not supposed to help you with that. And so like, people might find that like offensive. They're like, hey, this is a huge emergency. And so like, that's what the government's supposed to help out with. But they can't. They suck. This is exactly what happens when they like try to, they're incompetent. And so with that understanding of government, then now people will understand, well, what the hell are our taxes going to? You know what I mean? Why are we paying so much in taxes? Why are we giving you all this money? And that's my point. We shouldn't be giving them any money in the first place.
It's going to Ukraine.
We shouldn't be giving them, the government shouldn't have any money. And that's why like they try to make all of these arguments for taxes. We want to take we want to take money from this, from that. And they try to, convince us that it's part of, something good. Now the people of Hawaii are realizing that the government doesn't do anything. We don't, because the government doesn't do anything, there's no reason why it should be, it should be expensive. There's no reason why all this money should be going into the government to begin with.
All right.
Yeah, let's continue.
On every single day, here's what we're doing. Here's what we're trying to do. Here's what we're having a hard time doing. Whatever the case may be, it has just, it's been a major problem from the beginning.
Do you think that this is a complete lack, because of a complete lack of preparedness, that this is an unprecedented type of disaster? Never happened before. It happens, and they just weren't prepared. They don't know what to do.
I'd say that was the case.
Competence?
I think that is very true. And there's, in hindsight, there are things going back as, Maui has experienced drought year after year after year. Brush fires are a common occurrence, especially on the west side of Maui, where Lahaina is, the side of the island that was most impacted by this. It is, being prepared for wildfires on Maui is something that if you look at their, emergency assessment documents, it's mentioned almost as a bit of an afterthought. Maui Fire has been vastly undermanned and under-resourced for quite some time. So there's all these different things you can look at from a preparedness level that should have been addressed long before. But from, the county officials, yes, they were completely overwhelmed. And
See what that costs money.
Yeah.
Being overly prepared costs money that people personally don't have.
Yeah, neither should we. Neither should we give. I've always been on the side to where, like, look, let's take care of our own stuff. You know what I mean? Let's take care of our own beaches, our own wilderness, our own community, our own people. You know, that's what we should be doing. If we pass the buck to government, then like we're gonna be screwed. You know, screw it. Let's hire a private company to do exactly what we want the government to do. You know what I mean? Like, hey, well, if we think that we need more park rangers and that'll prevent fires, then hey, let's all hire a private company of like, you know, they could do their own version of park rangers. And when there's a need, somebody will step up. Somebody will step up to her like, hey, I think I could
But that's
get
what
a
I'm
team
saying,
together of people who will be like, you know, equipped enough to be able to do this. You know what I mean? I'll charge whatever.
That's on that other side of that coin. That's what I'm saying. Like, how much would that cost? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
To have all that set up, and then just to have it set up, like you're not even using it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just there on the shelf.
Yeah.
But it still costs money. It still costs tax dollars, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's what that main thing is. It's like the same way with business. Almost all businesses want to hit. They want to hit the bottom line, right? They want to make more money. They want to, and it's the same way with the government. Wherever they don't want to put the money, wherever it doesn't need to go, it won't go. Even though it's like, well, it should have. It should have gone into like these areas. Yeah, well, it should have, like shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
You know, because they never had that problem before. But now we do have that problem, and then to them it's like, well, it's y'all's problem now. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really our problem.
Well, it is what it is.
It
All
is.
right. Yeah, very unfortunate. Okay. Well, with that being said, here's video of I don't know why this came up on my feed, but this is let me just read the headline. All right.
That was perfect.
Yeah. Kamala Harris mocked for granny moves at White House hip hop party. Pure cringe. Ugh. Oh my God. Right? What do you think?
What is she wearing?
Ah, yeah. Especially her fit too. I think what she's wearing isn't that bad.
The high waisters.
Yeah, like I feel like it's in style. It's flamboyant, and she's actually moving.
Nah, they just clickbait. They just clickbaited you.
Yeah, it's not bad. I was expecting something really cringy.
Like some twerking and shit.
No, I just thought she'd be a little more like rigid, and you know, I feel like Donald Trump is worse. I feel like Donald Trump is worse, but at the same time, I feel like he's able to work a lot of things to where they become fashionable, like that little dance he does. He does
the finger guns.
He does this little dance, and like it's so small. The movements are so small, and it's so like odd. They're like he kind of makes it work. Like it's like he made up his own move. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like
you talking about Donald J. Trump?
like exactly. Like he somehow makes it work. Like that is so. Oh, like it. Yeah, props to Donald Trump for making that move work. All right.
It's hard to make new moves.
Exactly. Teen dies after attempting Hershey-owned company's one-chip challenge at school. Product to be pulled from shelves. This happened 4 days ago. I don't know. Baki challenged people to try its $10 chip dusted with Carolina Reaper chilies, the hottest in the world, and refrain from eating or drinking anything else for as long as possible. That just sounds irresponsible. Why would that need to be part of the challenge? A 14-year-old boy who attempted the viral social media challenge at his high school in Massachusetts died last week. Now the company says it's actively working with retailers to remove the product from shelves. Why? Okay, well, Harris Waluba, a sophomore, fainted after eating the chip at school. His mother picked him up, and a few hours later, he passed out at home and was taken to the emergency room where he died. Chip was to be blamed for their son's death. Yeah, well, they won't know until we all know. This actually came to mind when I first heard about when I first saw about this chip. You know,
The Paki chip.
if they're only selling one, I don't like hot stuff. If they're only selling one, and it's like that's a shtick to where like it's so hot, I don't. Then it's too hot. You know what I mean? Like no company can get away with selling stuff that's like danger. You know, like that's too something. If it's too spicy, if it's too salty, if it's too anything, somebody's gonna die from it. Like we all know that people have died from hot
Well,
things.
I'd have to go back, see how long these things have been on the shelf. Like they've been in the shelf for like what?
It's been a while
Since like we were in high school, right?
Okay, absolutely not, dude. I think these came out like a year ago.
No, it's been longer than that.
The one chip challenge?
Like a couple years. Because I remember seeing them like in stripes and stuff.
Okay,
And,
why are you going to a couple of years? We've been out of high school for like 10 years.
no, but I'm just saying like it could be.
What the hell's going on?
It could be
JB?
anywhere between that.
Okay, let's see.
You know what I mean?
Let's see. All right. When did
Yeah, when did the Baki chip come out?
when did one chip challenge come out? All right.
2016.
Oh shoot. Damn.
So from 2016 to 2023, it's been like what, 7 years?
One chip challenge has been promoted to a person since 2016. Wow. An anchor vomited on live television after trying.
Yeah.
Oh, let
so
me check that out.
This has been going on for a while. And now just recently somebody died from the chip.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that the kid didn't necessarily die from the chip itself, but maybe he had some other COVID related complications.
Oh shoot, check this out. All right, let's see this. A news anchor vomits from doing the one chip challenge. Oh my god. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this live stream has been brought to you by
I agree with.
what's this advertisement? I don't even know what this advertisement is. By the University of Phoenix. Give it up. University of Phoenix, where we teach you how to do healthcare. University of Phoenix, that's where it's at. Yeah.
Hey, you wouldn't be bad as an advertisement guy.
Dude, I think I'd be horrible. Dude. All right. Which one throws up?
That one right there, that one in the middle.
That guy, right? That old guy?
Yeah, because he starts drinking shit. That's why you throw up.
Yeah, it looks uncomfortable.
Oh, come on. You guys are overreacting.
Oh, I don't know.
Did you eat the whole chip? Yeah, I had the whole chip. That's why it's called a chip challenge.
Maybe he's the one who throws up. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, you're right.
Oh, there's a chick.
Oh, Natalie threw up.
Oh, it's the female.
Very poorly, folks.
It's because he drank her coffee.
Someone get her help, please. She needs help seriously. You're a doctor. Get down here.
Seriously.
All right, let's go to break. When we come back, we'll get Natalie together.
Is she crying?
Some serious action. We'll come right back. She really did.
Go back? Was she like crying?
All right, let's check it out. Oh, shoot. Oh, my God. Dude, it's the freaking... All right, ladies and
Chris, sworn
gentlemen.
I thought I heard her like just like crying.
Yeah, let me bring this out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Near East. Elevated flavors made easy. Brought to you by Amazon. Hi, Jasmine. All right, hold on. Oh, wrong one. Whoops, my bad. All right. I need to chill out.
What, Jasmine? What, baby?
All right,
Go
let
sit
me
down.
restart this. Maybe I'll...
Go sit down.
Quit talking to my dog on...
She's talking to me.
Oh my.
In my kitchen, I can explore
Near
global
East.
Oh
cuisines.
my gosh.
While I'm not a master chef, I've always wanted to try
Shut
elevated
up. I'm not.
Thanks to Near
I'm not gonna give. All right. I need a. All right. For the moment being, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna take it off the screen.
You
I-
might get taken down because
I,
of this.
I don't want to give Near East my airtime. They didn't pay premium. They didn't pay.
All right, here we go, here we go.
All right, here we go. Oh shit.
Ernie Bjorkman's doing it. Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Really? It's not a tiny bite challenge. It's a one chip challenge.
What's wrong?
You stick that whole thing in there.
Come on, eat the rest of the chip, Ernie.
No, it's too
Do we
hot.
lick your feet? Oh.
Oh, come on. You guys are overreacting.
Now I'm trying to look out to see if I can find anything that she's doing.
She can't breathe.
Oh, she looks uncomfortable.
I've got hiccups now. I get hiccups when I eat something hot.
Yeah, she drank coffee to wash it down.
Because she was like, nope.
Oh, Natalie's losing her breath. Oh, Natalie threw up. Ooh, this is going very poorly, folks.
Oh my gosh.
Clean up on aisle. Someone get her help, please. She needs help seriously.
You're a doctor. Get down here.
All right, let's go to break. When we come back, we'll get Natalie together.
She's having an
This is
asthma
serious
attack.
action. We'll come right back.
I love it. I love it when it gets to the point where they have to say like, seriously, seriously, she's in trouble. Oh man,
And they're
'Cause
all just laughing.
they're also, you have to be squeaky clean on daytime television, so it's pretty awesome when you like they're trying to keep it like fun and lighthearted.
She almost died.
Hopefully, all right, we'll see. Either way, all right.
But that's what it sounded like. Like she couldn't breathe. Like it was choking her
That's-
throat up.
That's what happens, dude. When you
So that's what happened with that kid. He passed out because he couldn't breathe.
yeah, when you eat things like extreme, your body just reacts that way. It tightens up, and you're not
Yeah.
able to
relax.
Yeah, to breathe. Yeah, and so she drank that coffee, and I can't imagine that making things any better.
It's just hard to believe though there's only been one death because of the chip.
Exactly. I thought they would have been in trouble a long time ago, 2016.
Exactly. You thought it was just like
I thought it
last
came
year.
out a year ago.
Oh.
That I barely saw it a year ago.
Yeah. I remember seeing this in the stores and
Yeah.
like people. I remember like I forgot who I was with or what, but they were like, "Oh yeah, let's try it. Let's buy them." I'm like, It's one chip, like you said. I was like, it's one chip in a box, and it's telling me that that's the hottest chip in the world.
Yeah. If they're making it that much of a thing, then that means that like it has to be hot. you
Yeah,
know?
because Doritos are already made at a processed factory, like with chemically. You know what I mean? Like they just
Yeah.
spray chemicals onto the chip to give it that cheese flavor.
Yeah, because like just to be real, like hot Cheetos aren't really hot. You know what I mean? They just have a spicy flavor to it. The extremely hot Cheetos
But even then,
aren't really hot. They just have a spicier flavor to it.
or which is the one the Takis, I think, are the other ones. where
Takis.
A lot of kids either go to the hospital or die, but it's because they eat those things like every day.
Yeah, well, that's like totally. I think if a kid ate anything like they ate Takis every day, they would die.
No, but it was because of the red dye.
Oh, really?
It was tearing up their intestines.
Shoot. I need to tell Priscilla about this because she eats a lot of those turbos, flamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Like
think
if
she's
you
gonna-
eat those all the time,
She
like,
does. She
all
eats
the
them all the
time,
time, yeah.
like you might start having some stomach
Oh
problems.
damn, Priscilla! I think you're gonna die.
Don't say that. My cousin, she had to go to the hospital for that. Like, she had to get her stomach pumped.
Oh no, my wife is gonna die. Damn it. That's gonna suck, dude. If Priscilla dies,
You're gonna buy her more chips now?
no, I'm saying if she dies, and oh my god, what the hell is your problem, JB? Oh my gosh, if Priscilla dies, and like, it's because of turbos, flamas. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that.
You would sue those guys.
Oh, whatever. I don't know. I don't believe in that. I'm not a huge lawsuit guy. Yeah. Although it is tempting. It'd be nice.
Be a good opportunity.
Yeah, it would be a good opportunity for us. right? For this podcast.
We get another roadcaster, brand new.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
A bigger studio room.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
Just don't eat them every day.
Buy her chips. You need the money, Mickey. You need the money.
No, I don't want to hurt my wife.
Kill her. Take the money.
No, please stop it.
Kill her from the inside. You can get away with it. It's Flama's fault.
No, I can't do this. I don't believe in lawsuits.
Sue them. Sue their ass.
I don't want to do it.
Dad won.
No! Well, thank you all for joining us. This has been a great live stream. And we hope to see you all soon on the Mickey G channel.
We do need to do like a moment of silence for today.
Oh, do you know? Oh my God, you're right. And I named this episode the Never Forget, and I forgot.
Never forget.
I forgot to.
And I didn't forget.
Yeah, I forgot to add. Yeah. Well, thank you, JB. Okay. All right. Today is September 11th, and this is the second time today. I almost forgot. And what's today? 2023. Okay, so 12 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
It's 12 years ago. 12 years ago in New York City, I was in. We were in third grade, or you were in second grade.
I was like I was at Dr. Cash.
All right, you were in fourth grade, right?
Yeah.
All right, I was in third grade. Okay. I went home like normal, started watching SpongeBob, and my mother came home from work at her usual time.
They didn't show it to you at school?
Absolutely not, dude. Nobody told us anything. I don't know if the teachers knew about it or if even the teachers didn't know, but I
remember seeing it on TV, and then when that first plane hit, it was like, okay, never mind.
When the first plane hit,
yeah,
there was no cameras on the.
They were on the towers.
There was no cameras on the towers when the first plane hit.
Well, there was a hit, and they was like,
it was the second hit,
and that's when they were like, okay, let's turn this off.
Dude, that's insane.
I had no idea what was going on. Nobody did.
So you saw the second plane hit the tower?
Yeah. I think. Well,
I would think
I saw
it.
the video.
I didn't think it was a nationwide story until the second plane hit, and then people knew that something was up.
Yeah. Because I think even then, that's when they were showing people jumping out of the buildings.
Dude, nobody.
That was on television.
Nobody told us. I don't know what the hell our school was doing. They were all probably like incompetent or something. But I went home like a normal. This is after the towers went down. People are dead. Everybody's like dealing with the aftermath.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this happened. I go home. I watch SpongeBob. My mom came home like normal. Oh no! My mom came home at the normal time, but she told me like, Did you see? They're bombing our they're bombing a building. I don't know what she said, but my mom makes everything worse. Whatever will happen, like dude, my dad went to the. I don't want to digress too much, but my dad went to the hospital, and I just knew the first thing that was going to come out of my mom's mouth was like worst case scenario, and she was like, "Oh, they told your dad this." And they're going to get this checked out because it could lead to that, and that could go to his heart and he can die. It's like if you were to go to the doctor and they give you like, oh, I hit my head and I just, I got a concussion. All right, we'll give you a headache. We'll give you or I don't know what like an MRI or something. And then my mom would say like, they're giving him an MRI because he had a concussion.
He has a contusion. He might get a brain clot.
Exactly.
And then
it could lead to
brain clot.
Exactly, dude. That's what she'll say, dude. So my mom didn't tell me that that planes hit the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
She told me that people were bombing America.
She technically wasn't wrong.
She told me that people were bombing America, and so, dude, I just remember it being I just getting a very, like, the pit of my stomach feeling sick, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so scared, and
'Cause we were like, what, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, and we were like, man, we're gonna have to go to war.
yeah, dude, like my mom, and I'm sure my mom said that we're gonna have to go to war, and like, oh, my mom would say this so much that like, oh, if they take you guys, then we're gonna go to Mexico. Like, oh, no. I don't want to deal with this. I'm young. Why are you telling me all this stuff?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. I love you, Mom, but son of a
You
bitch.
shouldn't have said any of that.
Oh my gosh. All right. But yeah, you were saying that they actually showed you in school?
There was like because there was like a live broadcast, but then at some point they were like, okay, we probably shouldn't.
Yeah, they turned it off.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. Yeah.
And then
what
I think after that they were like, you know what? It was almost like I think they started calling parents that way they could come
yeah.
pick us up. But then we were like, I lived like right down the street, so I was like, I'll just walk home.
Oh, you walked home?
Yeah. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but honestly, like my parents didn't really say anything. I just remember seeing it, and then like I guess he had asked me about it. He was like, "Hey, like, you know, so you saw this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, I just, you know, I mean, I was a kid. I didn't know
Yeah.
what this meant, how to even digest this or whatever. And so I honestly just kind of deflected it. Like I was like,
You didn't feel anything.
I didn't feel anything. Like I didn't feel like I was affected by it. Like, or if it was going to affect me, you know, like unless it came down to our, you know, hometown or whatever. But
Dude, I'm so envious of you, dude.
but that was just me being naive.
Dude, you don't think I was naive when I was a kid, dude? Like, that's what I'm saying. I just felt everything. Like when I was a kid, I was just like scared, and that's why I'm so glad I'm not a kid anymore, man. Like, for me, there was nothing good about being a kid. Like, I don't know. There was
I
nothing
guess
good
like
about
as a kid, for me, like I was trying to wrap my head around like those guys that took the plane. Like what I wanted to understand the reason, I guess, behind that.
Yeah.
And then, well, later on, you end up finding out like Al Qaeda, you know, etc.
Yeah.
The 72 virgins, you know, had to die.
That's why they did it. The 72 virgins. You know, giving some kind of leaning into my libertarian roots. This goes a lot to what Ron Paul would say is that these countries are attacking us because of what we've done to them. You know what I mean? Like this is a direct result of Ron Paul. Let me see if I can put this before we take off. But yeah, and he got a lot of crap for this. This was him doing a presidential election, and you could tell every question that they asked him on the war. Every question that they asked him, he would explain he would educate people. He would explain his position, and Ron Paul, and then what was the name of freaking who was Trump's lawyer? The one who got Giuliani.
Assange.
No, Giuliani versus Rudy Giuliani. There you go. All right, here you go. And I'll put this up.
The only man on the stage who opposes the war in Iraq, who would bring the troops home as quickly as...
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, dude, like people want to say like, oh, we want to stand up against evil and we want to support Ukraine and we want to fight against evil, which is Russia. And look, we have ideological differences with every country other than a constitutional republic.
Yeah.
You know? And so if we continue down this, like, oh, well, we want to stand up for good, and so we're just going to bomb a bunch of countries and like get involved in other countries who have different beliefs.
What do you expect?
Yeah, and believe me, that's not why politicians are doing that. Politicians are doing that because they want something politically from this country. So here we go. This
It's
was
almost
years
immediately,
ago.
sir. Are you out of step with your party? Is your party out of step with the rest of the world? If either of those is the case, why are you seeking its nomination?
Well, I think the party has lost its way because the conservative wing of the Republican Party always advocated a non-interventionist foreign policy. Senator Robert Taft didn't even want to be in NATO. George Bush won the election in year 2000 campaigning on a humble foreign policy, no nation building, no policing of the world. Republicans were elected to end the Korean War. The Republicans were elected to end the Vietnam War. There's a strong tradition of being anti-war in the Republican Party. It is the constitutional position. It is the advice of the founders to follow a non-interventionist foreign policy. Stay out of entangling alliances. Be friends with countries. Negotiate and talk with them and trade with them. Just think of the tremendous improvement relationships with Vietnam. We lost 60,000 men. We came home in defeat. Now we go over there and invest in Vietnam. So there's a lot of merit to the advice of the founders and following the Constitution. And my argument is that we shouldn't go to war so carelessly. When we do, the wars don't end.
Congressman, you don't think that changed with the 9/11 attack, sir?
What changed?
The non-interventionist policies.
No, non-intervention was a major contributing factor. Have you ever read about the reasons they attacked us? They attack us because we've been over there. We've been bombing Iraq for 10 years. We've been in the Middle East. I think Reagan was right. We don't understand the irrationality of Middle Eastern politics. So right now we're building an embassy in Iraq that's bigger than the Vatican. We're building 14 permanent bases. What would we say here if China was doing this in our country or in the Gulf of Mexico? We would be objecting. We need to look at what we do from the perspective of what would happen if somebody else did it to us.
Are you suggesting we invited the 9/11 attack, sir?
I'm suggesting that we listen to the people who attacked us and the reason they did it. And they are delighted that we're over there because Osama bin Laden has said, I am glad you're over on our sand because we can target you so much easier. They have already now, since that time, have killed 3,400 of our men, and I don't think it was necessary.
Exactly. And yeah, it's a shame, and this is something that our military continues to do, and will continue to be against. But that's all we can do. All we can do is voice our opinion. And President Joe Biden, if you're listening to our podcast, which we know you're listening,
He's listening.
yeah, for sure. We know you're listening. So change your foreign policy, exit NATO.
Non-intervention.
Non-intervention. Don't get involved with this Ukraine, Russia thing.
Shit, it's too fucking late though.
It's not too late. Literally, if they say, okay, we're not gonna.
Isn't China supposed to sell weapons to Russia?
Literally, we're funding Ukraine entirely. So if we just stop giving them money, they're forced to make a peace agreement. And so really, it's in our hands whether this war continues.
Yeah.
All right, quit the interventionist policy, end the wars. Let's not continue this, and while you're at it, let's try to bring down the deficit, and we'll get rid of Social Security and Medicaid,
and then try to pay China back.
Yeah, wait, what else can we do, Biden? Come on, let's figure out. We'll kill the Department of Education, the Department of Energy,
the Department of Transgender.
Oh, dude, I would love if we killed the IRS. Let's destroy the IRS once and for all. All right. Well, well, enough of that. You could take your pick, Joseph. Okay.
Public school.
Yeah. Okay.
Privatize.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you all have a great rest of your week. Never forget 9/11. A lot of people lost their lives today, and we'll see you all later. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the Mickey G channel.
Subscribe.
Yeah, that's make sure you subscribe. That's why I put that there, because I was not trying to do our intro. Here we go. Bye.